Good morning. Today is the 28th of September and here we are at the Milton Keynes Museum for the 2025 British Leyland Autumn Rally. There's still cars coming in and somehow that Triumph 2500 has managed to get up on the top there. Actually it's a 2.5 PI I think they're called, a late one actually, if it's a PI. I do apologise in advance if there's wind noise, if I fall over, if I get things wrong. I'm afraid it's just the way that it goes on this channel. And also we don't talk about diesels, but there shouldn't be too many of those here today anyway. Right, we'll start with this very, very nice 1969 Triumph Herald 1360. I drove one of these several years ago in 2022. It was a 68 convertible that had the 1.5 conversion done on it. This one apparently is 4450. It does look very nice. Please call Len on 07930545946. As Mr. Bill from the Fuel Power channel says, this could be yours. We're actually rust today, so that must have been restored or something. That is rather nice. Nice bright colour as well. You can see the suspension working there with the rear wheels with the sort of toe in on there. Then a lovely Rover P5B Coupe, same year as the Triumph Herald 1969 to 70 on an H. It's Hooper Coupe, which is I think a little bit nicer than the standard ones. And, oh, viewers, we have a beige leather interior with wood within the first 2 minutes of the video. I do like a nice beige leather interior, viewers. That is obviously my new strategy of starting the other end of the event than usual. Very, very nice, viewers. I'll take a look at the Triumph as well, what just came in. Excellent reversing there. No, sorry, it's a TC. It's a 2500 TC. Can't name that colour now. Right, let's go over there. Kind of sport for choice where to go next. We've got this Caterham here from the mid 1990s, 94-95 plate, and then a Scimitar. And yes, we're not allowed to make the connection everybody wants me to make because that's banned on this channel. This will be, I think, with the 2.8 V6 as opposed to the earlier 3 litre V6. Someone's put some different rear lights on this. 1981 to 82 registration. Then we've got a midget with the square arches. I think it's a Mark III. I drove one of these. It was 68 with round arches a couple of years ago actually. The brakes were a bit scary, and of course having no synchromesh on first makes them a bit tricky to drive, and also getting in and out is not the easiest, but there we go. Next you've got something very nice, a 1986 Rover 2600 Vanden Plas. Viewers, very, very nice. Now I'd prefer a beige leather interior, but that'll do nicely, won't it? And rear wiper action too. I love the way the exhaust curve at the back. And then something else very nice from about the same era, 84-85 Jaguar Sovereign 4.2, twin exhaust and twin fuel tanks. Not quite a beige leather interior, sort of like olive, but very nice nevertheless. Beautiful car. They're actually not even that expensive for a slightly rough one. You can get one for a little less than £5,000 if you want to. That looks very nice though. Oh, viewers, got some tasty treats here, and another tasty treat. Look at this front air dam. I think we're looking at a Vitesse here, viewers. I drove one of these last year at the British Car Gym. I got one of these. That's a twin plan, and this one, I'm not sure. Again, like the other SD1, it's an 86. Let's come back to this Freelander views and go on to some TR7 and TR8 action. Very, very late TR7, 82, 83 plate, but production finished solid in 1981. So we've got the hard top again. I drove one of these, got British Car Journey, I think 2023 I drove it. Back end was a bit loose. Both of these look like they've got local plates to the area they're made at in the West Midlands, KV and WL. I could be wrong though. This one again, sort of 81, 82 registration, so one of the last ones. Both have got the round boot lock, so that means they're both made at Solihull. Then a lovely 3500 from 1972, Monza Red. Oh, it's interesting, it's a manual, it's a 3500 manual. Normally it's a 3500 asset in the manuals. Is that the only P6 here? Maybe. Then a Mark 1 MGF 96-97 registration on a P. Then a Morris Minor 67-68 registration, so just around the time that BL was formed actually. I've driven a couple of these, obviously I've driven lots of MGS, I've driven a couple of these as well. I just can't get on with the brakes or the gearbox, unfortunately. A lot of people fit a different gearbox and some better brakes to these, and that's what I would do if I owned one. Oh yes, viewers. Very, very nice. Rover 25 GTI from 2001. You've seen this before actually. It's a very, very nice car, this. Sort of predecessor to the ZR. They discontinued, I think, late 2001 to 2002. Next you've got a Cowley built Rover 75 V6. Black sills. This looks like a connoisseur or something. I think we've got an information sheet so we can see. Yes. Harman Kardon sat nav. This will probably be what a personal line interior actually on this. Oh, we do like stuff like this, viewers. Tasty, tasty treat here today. Very nice. I had to skip that 400 because we can't talk about it, viewers, but we are now on to this Rover V8S. This was above the 3500 at the time, sort of getting on for the latter years of the pre-facelift cars. Facelift occurred, I think, 1982. This is sort of 7980, this car. I think these were manual many of the V8S. Oh, sorry, no, this was an auto. Obviously wrong about that. This is an auto. I thought they were all manual, these. But these were sort of like a higher specification 3500. Very, very nice. Obviously one of the later pre-facelift cars without the skeleton badge on the front. The extremely late Wolseley Hornet. This is one of the very last because they've discontinued this year in '69. They've actually got the Mark III Mini doors before the Mark III Mini even came out. It's a shame they discontinued. I really like these. I like these better than Minis personally, but that's just my opinion, of course. Then we've got relatively early Metro. It's not a mini Metro or anything. That would be up to 1982. Quite basic though, but not as basic as some of them. We've actually got a rear wiper and a passenger mirror, so luxury with the L. Probably a 1 litre. I think the 1.3 tended to be badged as 1.3s. Another ST1, same as that V8S over there. I think this is also a V8S. I was right. Thank goodness he is. Again, very, very nice. About the same year, about 1980. And then a relatively late Maestro. These finished production, actually, Maestros in about 1994-95. But then, of course, the kits that were re-imported from Bulgaria, they finished production in 2001. So still a long time to go. Sort of 90. This one would be an LX because I think LX was discontinued in 1990. Sort of like a replacement for the Mayfair. I'm sure my grandfather had one of these. It's got electric runners in it. So when the Rover 200 and 400 R8 came in 89-90, they sort of wound down Maestro production a bit, and only the more basic variants became available after 1991. How many Maestro I've driven? I think it's like 7 or something. I've driven tons of them. Absolutely tons of them. We're probably 1.6 for LX there. Then a late Rover 100. They were discontinued at the end of 1997 because of disastrous Euro NCAP crash results. This to me looks like something like a GSI. It's a weird 114 GSI. Very nice. Also nice is this Range Rover Vogue. This is a 1993-1994 Vogue SE, complete with a beige leather interior with wood and a car phone. I do like a nice beige leather interior. This has I think the 3.9 V8 into this one. That is in lovely condition as well. It's beautiful. I don't know what this BMW 30 convertible is doing here, viewers, but I like it. I'm happy to see it here. Quite a late one, 1991, 92 registration. I think these continued to about 93, was it? The E36 came out in 91. Then a Van der Pla Princess 1300, 68, 69 registration. Oh, viewers, a beige leather interior and wood. Oh, it's a manual too. Very nice, viewers. We like that enormously. And of course, I do like a nice beige leather interior. So you've got a Jaguar X-Type here. Not quite sure of the year. Pre-facelift one. It's a 2.5 with all-wheel drive. But the cells are okay. Very nice. I drove one of these many years ago. It was a 2-litre V6 it was, of 2002, in this colour. Probably, I don't know if values have changed since then, really, might have done. Then we've got a late Clubman estate. Those wheel trims are off a 1980s Mini. This is a 79 to 80. Clubman was discontinued in 1980 because the Mini Metro came out. I think those seats are off an R8 of some description, I think. A bit more comfortable than the original Mini Clubman seats. Classic colour, is it russet brown, is it? But to skip another car there, viewers, due to channel policy. Next we'll look at this lovely Mini 25, it'll be 1984 this will be. Look at all these little tiny details and things. This is in excellent condition. Beautiful. Weather shield is fitted there, which is something a lot of Mini owners do to protect it from days like today. And then another Clubman estate. This one, 1977-78 on an S. What if it's got a different engine in it? Because we've had some modifications done to this one. Probably a bit faster than standard. I think it's like a 1098cc these were from memory. Interesting. 1992-93 Rover 827 SI. This with the Honda V6 in it. Automatic gearbox. So low spec, but big engine. I think quite a few people like this sort of combination. Me, I prefer a bit of luxury, so I prefer a Sterling or a Vitesse or something like that, but it's still nice. And then another SD one, because why not? 84, 85 registration, 2600. Is this a Van der Pla by any chance, viewers? We do like a nice Van der Pla. It's a manual. Yes, it is it's a 2600 Van der Pla manual. I also like this, viewers. A nice XJ6 Series 1, 1970-172 registration, with the twin fuel tanks, and, oh yes, viewers, another beige leather interior with wood. I do like a nice beige leather interior, viewers. Also, this is a manual, which is very rare. That's very tasty, viewers. Mr. Coleman, who looks after all our cars, would be very happy about that indeed. He likes this series ones. And we've got a Reliant. We better look at this and see if this is a Rialto Robin. Built in Tamworth, these things were. Yeah, it's a Rialto GLS 8384 registration. Then, interesting, this thing here, it's 8182 registration, but it's in estate. And the estates with the round front were discontinued, I think, in the late 60s. So this is a Clubman estate, but it's a late registration one. It's interesting. So, 2003 Rover 75 V6 would be a 2.5. This could be a connoisseur, actually. It's a manual too. I love the colour. That is very, very nice, viewers. Unfortunately, 75s are great, but they do have a lot of problems. You've got to buy them very, very carefully. 1966 Austin A35 van. The A35 vans were made a long time after the saloons were discontinued in 1959. We're all the way through to 68 when they were replaced by an Austin badged version of a Morris Minor van, which is weird, but there we go. Looks in very nice condition, that one. MGTF 2004 to 5 registration in Firefrost, I think the name is this colour. It's a shame this is one of the sort of later ones, not really late, because the really late ones were made in 2008 to 11 with the N series engine, but this is the Spark special edition. So Morris Oxford, I think it's Series 6 they call these, 68, 69 registration. This is unusual because it actually has an automatic gearbox. Most of them were manual. They made these all the way through to the Marina coming out in 71. You can see there's the transmission selection lever there. It does look like it's in fantastic condition actually, it's beautiful. Next you've got a rare MGB. This is I think Jubilee edition, I think it was something like that. They're made I think in 75 as some kind of anniversary. If I remember, we've got a rub bumper on this one which is correct for it. I quite like the sort of colour scheme on this for some reason. Not particularly sure why I like it so much, but I do. It's because it's quite rare. Then we have a look at this SD1 with some V8 power from sound effects and everything like that, with an interesting audio system as well, and a little scanner like our Knight Rider. So this particular Mini is from the late 70s, 77, 78 registration. Yogo 78, Mini 1000. Got quite an interesting interior going on here as well. That steering wheel is off a much later car. We've also had a rev counter fitted in there, and I think we've had some engine modifications too, looking at those exhausts. This is a much later one. This is from the mid-90s, 95, 96 registration. Being Mark 6. See, quite sort of quite modified. Most Minis are. Just wider track on that one, isn't it? Oh, a Bond Equipe. This is the early version, 64 Tatstis, so I imagine 63, 64, where you can see clearly the structure of the car in the middle is based on Triumph Herald. In fact, there's a cut-down version of Triumph Herald doors. The later ones have a bit of a different body, so it's not so obvious it's based on a Herald. We'll like those views. Next, you've got a Mark II Austin Mini Cooper S, 67, 68 registration. Collected Mark II straight away by the obviously badge says Mark II, but it's also the rear lights a dead giveaway. This is probably worth a lot of money now. Actually, it looks very standard, that one. And then one of the old minivans with the old Mark I features on it, like the house-style door handles and the sliding windows and the pressed steel grille, which remained on these vans until the end of production in 1982. This is a 1976-77 registration one with a sunroof. Freelander 3-door, 2001 plate. It's a GS. Probably, I'd say, a 1.8K series. It's not a twin fuel, unfortunately. It is a petrol one. Real purity of shape about these. I know they weren't the most reliable cars in the world, but a real sort of purity of shape of the original Freelander. A seriously Land Rover, 1978-79 on a T. Very kind of like working vehicle look about this. You know, different coloured doors, and maybe you live on a farm or something. It's nice to see one in a condition like this rather than a concourse. And normally, viewers, we wouldn't be filming a Sherpa van because a lot of them have engines we can't talk about. This is a petrol one. I think it's it's either the B series or the O series in this. 79 to 80 registration. I like this very much, viewers. Loads of different bits of different cars. Sherpas are always like that. Even right through to the end when they were facelifted and faces, which became the LDV Pilot and Convoy, and were discontinued in 2006. But yeah, this is one of the sort of earlier Sherpas that came out in 1974. Very nice. Also another thing here, which is actually not a Sprite, rather than a midget. This would have been the last year for these. 70 to 71 plate. I think for the very last year they just called the Austin Sprite from memory. I think Austin lost the name Healy to Donald Healy himself. I think he took it off them or something. Now this is a rare thing. This is a Princess 2200 HLS limousine, less like the one in Father Ted, by Woodall Nicholson. This car was never used as a funeral car. It was actually owned by the Mayor of Middlesbrough, and the current owner bought it 36 years ago. He believes it might be the only one left, and I can barely get this in the frame. A Princess is a rare car anyway, but this even rarer. Extraordinary. So we've got a very late Princess 2 here. Now these were sort of rebadged in comparison. This is a 79 car. This is an 81 to 82. I've sort of had some subtle tweaks to the badging, but 1980. Because they started to introduce this logo on these cars. Now Austin Rover as a group didn't actually exist until I think 1982. About 1980 they started using this badge on the cars. It's preparation, I think, for actually rebranding the group as that, because they started to discontinue the marks after a while, like Morris and Triumph and things. Next we've got, yes, it is an Austin Ambassador, and it's a wire edge, viewers. Of course it is. This is a car that belongs to Lee. It is a Vanden Pla. It's with the twin carb. It's automatic. It's absolutely amazing. I have driven an Austin Ambassador, viewers, which was a while ago now, and it was also a wire, but it wasn't this one. I actually quite like these, and I am very familiar with 100 bus stops, viewers. So we enjoy ourselves very much looking at this, and it is in nice condition, this car. 82, 83 on a Y. Now we've got something that's also very famous. This is a 77-78 Princess 200 HL, driven a few years ago in Mr. Charles from the Grand Thrift Auto channel, and sold recently at Barron's Classic Car Auctions. That is in lovely condition. I'm pleased the current owner feels they want to come display it. Next we've got a much more basic Princess. It's the Princess 2, this particular one, so it's a bit later than the sort of bronzy car. And this is an absolute base model. It's a 1700L from sort of 1979 to 1980. Now you've got something very unusual. This is the predecessor to the Princess. It wasn't called a Princess originally, it's called the Austin Morris or Wolseley 1822 series. And this is an 1800 HL, which would have been made before August 1975, because it's on an end plate. This one's a little bit rough around the edges, but they only made these, the Austin, Morris and Wolseley badge cars, for 6 months only, before they reorganized dealerships and got rid of the separate Austin and Morris dealerships. So they had to have one name for the car, which was actually the Princess. Next we've got another Ambassador, not in wire edge this time, on an A, in a Porto Red. It's similar to the one that I drove, which is also a Porto Red, but it had a Vanden Pla interior. This is a 2-litre HL like the one I drove, but this has the correct interior, and it's supposed to the Vanden Pla interior that the one I drove had in it. And there we go, it's an 84, so it's quite late one. I think March 84 was when they were discontinued, and this is a February 84, so it's a very late one. They were discontinued really in favour of the Montego. Next you've got another Princess, again just before they put the Austin Rover type badge on. Another Princess 2 in very, very nice colour. Very nice. And it's a 2000 HLS, that one. So it's actually got the 4-cylinder engine rather than the 6-cylinder. That's very nice, viewers. Another Harris Mann tribute. Early Marina Coupe, this, a 1.3. You can see an original purchase invoice for it. 1st of August be 1st of August 71, won't it? So not the very first of the marinas, but a very early one. I think this colour, it might be on here. I think this is in lime flour. Yeah, it's in lime flour. It's a 1.3 Super Deluxe. £800. Bargain. Very, very nice condition. I quite like marinas, actually. I'm quite fond of them. I prefer the Itals, but I also like the marinas. Next, we've got a very nice Allegro. I can't remember if this is Blaze Red or Vermilion. This is a Series 2 Allegro. 1977-78 registration. Next, got an early Metro. Another Austin Rover logo I was talking about. There we go. So this one with the fog lamps. This is a high specification Metro. It's 1.3 HLE from 1983. Original purchase invoice fare for Hartwells of Banbury, and then it's on the employee car plan. There we go. Excellent, that's in nice condition. So yes, Rover Princess 2. We've got the sort of earlier badging of Princess 2, but we've got the later logo on the front, so we're sort of in between here. So sort of 80, 81 registration. Very nice. Some more fog lamps there as well. And then a very nice TR7 on the Coventry plates, RW, 80 to 81 registration. Solihull built card around boot lock. And then a beautiful Ital. I think this is actually a base model, this Ital, in Vermilion, 81, 82 registration. Yeah, it's in lovely condition, that. Base models really aren't my thing, but I appreciate it anyway. Right, that's it for this part, viewers. Thank you ever so much indeed once again for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video, comment below. We shall see you again in part 2 for some more incorrect information.